ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नम ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यस्य कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। So welcome to the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu Southern Division. Yesterday, if you remember, we were discussing the qualities of Krishna. And the last few qualities we discussed yesterday. And then the last few qualities are, I'll just go back to the discussion yesterday and then we'll further continue. The last few qualities which we discussed yesterday is yesterday Sarva Siddhi Nisevita, all the siddhis, the three kinds of siddhis there are. One is the Asha siddhis and the following 10 siddhis. And then Ata Vichintasya Mahashakti, inconceivable potency to create creation, to bewilder Brahma and Rudra, and to destroy the prarabdha of his bhaktas. So we saw this, and then we saw each of the references for this. And then there was Koti Brahmanda Vigraha. Koti Brahmanda Vigraha, and then Avataravali Bijam. That means Krishna is Avatari. And then Hatari Gati Dayaka. Hatari means one whom he kills. Gati, he gives the highest destination, that is liberation. and it is a unique quality of Krishna. Yesterday we discussed that. And then we came to the 60th quality, which is the last, Atma Rama Gunakarshi. Atma Rama Gunakarshi. Then after this, these are these four qualities which are only there in Krishna. The first one is Leela Madhurya. So yesterday we saw Leela Madhurya. And then the second quality, which is the 62nd, that is Prem Adhikam. Yeah, Premna Priyadikam. That he's always surrounded by his lovable devotees, and among them, the topmost are the gopis who possess the highest love for Krishna. So today we will discuss the last two qualities, and then we will continue the discussion further. So the unique four qualities which are only there in Krishna, which are not even in Narayana. Among them, the third one is Venu Madhuryam. Yata Tatraiva. There only. Shavana Shastad Upadharya Suresha Sakra Sarva Parameshti Purogha Kavaya Anata Kandara Chitta Kalmasham Yayur Anishchita Tattva. The sweetness of the flute, Venu Madhurya from the Bhagavatam. O pious Mother Yashoda, your son, who is expert in all arts of herding cows, has invented many new styles of flute playing. When he takes his flute to his bimba red lips and sent forth the tones of the harmonic scale in variegated melodies, Brahma, Shiva, Indra, and other chief demigods become confused upon hearing the sound. Although they are the most learned authorities, they cannot ascertain the essence of that music, and thus they bow down their heads and hearts. So this is from the Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 33 chapter. Okay, Jeev Goswami's commentary on this. Other verses such as the following should also be taken into account as examples. So he has given one, Rup Goswami has given one example of the Venu Madhurya from the Srimad Bhagavatam, but Jeev Goswami says there are other examples and they should also be taken into account. And then he quotes the 10th canto, 21st chapter, verse 15. Nadyastada tad ubadharya mukunda geetam avarta lakshita manubhava bhagna vega alingana sthagitam urmi bhujer murare grananti padayugalam kamalopahara. When the rivers hear the flute songs of Krishna, Nadyastada tad upadharya mukunda geetam, their minds began to desire him, manobhava. And thus the flow of their currents is broken and their waters are agitated. Bhagna vega, moving around in whirlpools, avrita lakshita. So they start moving in whirlpools. Then, with the arms of their waves, the rivers embrace Murari's lotus feet. Alinga stagitam urmi bujair murare. Holding on to them, Grananti pad yugalam, present offerings of lotus flowers. Kamalo upahar. Upahar, they give present. Upahar. Further, Jeev Goswami also quoting the other verse, then he comes to the explanation of the verse quoted by Rupa Goswami. Savanasha means again and again. Kalmasham means bewilderment. Anishchita tattva means they are not able to determine what it was. What is it? What is the sound? Even Brahma gets bewildered. Now he gives another example. Yathava Vidagdha Madhave from the Vidagdha Madhava 126. In the next verse of the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 214, he gives the next example. The sound of Krishna's flute wandered everywhere. Abhito bha brahma vamshi dvani. piercing through the shell of the universe. Bhindan Anda Kataha Bhittim. It stopped the clouds. Randhan Ambu Vratas. Amazed the Gandharva Tumburu. Chamatkriti Param Kurvan Muhus Tumburum. Broke the meditation of the yogis headed by Sanandan. Dhyanat Antaren Sanandan Mukhan. Sanandan Mukhan means Sanandan, who is the chief, headed by Mukhya. Dhyana, they were meditating internally, Antarayan. But it was broken. Astonished Brahma, Vismarayan Vedasam, made Bali unsteady with longing. Outsukyavali Balim, and made Ananta dizzy. Chatulayan bowed Indra Aghur Nayanam. Nayanam. So Ananta became dizzy. Bhog Indram. Chatulam became dizzy hearing the flute. So this is what is the effect of Krishna's playing the flute. This is from the Vidagda Madhava. Let's see the commentary of Jiva Goswami. The flute by its sound spread everywhere and pierced the shell of the universe. Then the different effects are shown. Because of the flute's extraordinary nature, it affected everyone in this manner. So in what manner it affected, that the verse is speaking which we read. Tumburu became amazed. That was stated in the previous verse quoted. In the place of Vismarayan, it caused astonishment. The alternative form, Vismayan, it caused astonishment in them is found, which is the correct form. Prabhupada on this, Krishna's attractive flute. In the 10th canto, 35th chapter, verse 15 of Srimad Bhagavatam, the gopis tell Mother Yashoda. So that first verse which Rupa Goswami quoted from the Bhagavatam, it is the gopis speaking to Mother Yashoda. When your son plays on his flute, Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, and Indra, although they are supposed to be the greatest learned scholars and personalities, all become bewildered. Although they are all very great personalities, by hearing the sound of Krishna's flute, they humbly bow down and become grave from studying the sound vibrated. Then Prabhupada speaks about the next quotation, the next verse, that is the Vidagdha Madhava. In his book Vidagdha Madhava, Srila Rupa Goswami thus describes the vibration of Krishna's flute. The sound vibration created by the flute of Krishna wonderfully stopped Lord Shiva from playing his Dindima drum. And the same flute caused great sages like the four Kumars to become disturbed in their meditation. It has caused Lord Brahma, who was sitting on the lotus flower for the creative function, to be astonished. And Anantadev, who was calmly holding all the planets on his hood, was moving in this way and that due to the transcendental vibration from Krishna's flute, which penetrated through the covering of this universe and reached to the spiritual sky. So this is the potency of Krishna playing the flute, that the flute sound is not only heard in Vrindavan, but in the entire Bhumandal. Not to speak of the entire Bhumandal, it is heard in the entire 14 planetary systems up to Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, then Ananta, who is holding all the universes on his hoods. And it also penetrates the layers of this coverings of this universe, and it reaches even the spiritual sky. The next quality. Any questions on this 63rd quality which we discussed? Venu Madhuri? Any questions? Any clarifications? Okay, so the last quality we will take up, that is the Rupa Madhuri. Yatha Tritiye, third canto. This is Uddhava describing Yanmartalilaupaikyam swayoga Mayabalam darshayata grihitam vismapanam swasya cha sobagardha parampadam bhushanangam. The sweetness of his form, Rupa Madhurya from the third canto. The Lord appeared in the mortal world, Yan Martya, by his internal potency Yogamaya. Swa Yogamaya Balam. He came in his eternal form, which is just suitable for his pastimes. Leela Upaikam Darshayata Grihitam. This form is wonderful for even the Lord himself. Vismapaman Swasyacha, in his form as the Lord of Vaikuntha. Param Padam, because it is the highest perfection of beauty. Saubhagya Gardhaha, enhancing the beauty of all ornaments. Bhushana Bhushanangam. So even the Lord of Vaikuntha is attracted to the beauty of Krishna. So even Vishnu wanted to have darshan of Krishna, and that's why he had stolen the sons of the Brahmana, because he could see Krishna and Arjuna. That's why. And even Narayan in the Vaikuntha planet is attracted to the beauty of Krishna. So that is the Rupa Madhurya of Krishna. Jiva Goswami in his commentary. This verse is a continuation of the previous Bhagavatam verse describing the Lord's form. Yogamaya refers to the Lord's Achinta Shakti arising from his Swarupa. The Lord has appeared in this world by the show of power of his Yogamaya, and in that matter, and in that manner is able to show greatness in his pastimes among human beings. Martalilopekem. Those who are in the Martyaloka, this material world is the Martyaloka, the place of birth and death. So out of his causeless mercy, he, by his internal potency, has manifested this beautiful two-handed form Krishna in order to attract us, showing great attractiveness in pastimes with a two-handed form. Yes, the two-handed form. This is astonishing, for he who knows your other forms spread in all time and space, Narayan. And it is astonishing even for yourself, Swasya, for no one has ever seen anything so beautiful, because this form is the highest level of perfection of beauty, Saubhagya Riddha, causing even ornaments to become enhanced in beauty. Bhushana Bhushanangam. Prabhupada on this last quality. In the third canto, second chapter, verse 12 of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Uddhav tells Vidura, my dear sir, Krishna's form is most wonderful when he appeared on this planet and exhibited the potency of his internal energy. His wonderfully attractive form was present during his pastimes on this planet, and by his internal potency, he exhibited his opulences, which are striking to everyone. His personal beauty was so great that there was no necessity for his wearing ornaments on his body. In fact, Bhushana Bhushanangam means that the ornament's beauty enhanced because they were adoring Krishna's body. Here in the material world, people wear ornaments so that they can look more beautiful. But the beauty of the ornaments, Bhushana Bhushanangam, and that is the beauty of Krishna. In fact, instead of the ornaments beautifying Krishna, Krishna's beauty enhanced the ornaments. So that's the point I made. Okay, Rupa Goswami gives another example, Sri Dashami, from the 10th canto. Dear Krishna, Anga, what woman in all the three worlds, Kastriya Trailokyam, wouldn't deviate, wouldn't, just a second, we'll continue.
Progress.
So we were discussing this next quotation. Dear Krishnanga, what woman in all the three worlds, Kastri Trailokyam, wouldn't deviate, na chale, from religious behavior one bewildered. Sammohita Arya Padvim. Arya means, religious behavior. But the sweet drawn out melody of your flute. Te kala padayate murchitena. Your beauty makes all three worlds auspicious. Trailokya saubhagam idam cha. Indeed, even the cows, birds, trees, and deer, yad go dvija groma mrigan, manifest the ecstatic symptoms of bodily hair standing on head. Ulukani be a bribhat when they see your beautiful form. Niriksha rupam. So this is from the 10th canto, 29th chapter. Prabhupada. There is no commentary on Jiva Goswami on this. Regarding the attractiveness of Krishna's bodily beauty and sound vibration of his flute, in the 10th canto, 29th chapter, verse 40 of Srimad Bhagavatam, the gopis address Krishna as follows. So here, this specific verse speaks about both the things, Krishna's beauty and Krishna's flute, Rupa Madhurya and Venu Madhurya. Although our attitude towards you resembles loving affairs with a paramour, we cannot but wonder at how no woman can maintain her chastity upon hearing the vibration of your flute. Not only women, but even strong-hearted men are subject to falling down from their position at the sound of your flute. In fact, we have seen that in Vrindavan, even the cows, the deers, the birds, and the trees, everyone has become enchanted by the sweet vibration of a flute and the fascinating beauty of your person. Yathava Lalita Madhave. So now the third example he is giving, Rupa Goswami is in ecstasy, and the last quality he is giving more examples. What is this great abundance of sweetness that has appeared? Kassa Esha Gariyan Madhuri Pura. Never experienced before. Aparikalita Purva. And so astonishing. Chamatkara Kari Spurati Mama. Gazing upon it, Prekshayam, I become greedy to possess it. Aham api hanta lubdhu acheta. Lubdha means greedy. I desire to enjoy it with zeal like Radha. Sara vasam upabhoktam kamaya radikeva. So this is Krishna himself speaking from the Lalit Madhava. Lalit Madhava, Vidag Madhava are the pastimes narrated in the poetic form. It's a Kavya Shastra written by Rupa Goswami, and Lalita Madhava is Mathura and Dwarka pastimes. So this is from that Lalita Madhava. Now the background behind this whole verse, Jiva Goswami in his commentary is explaining. Seeing his reflection with beautiful form on a jeweled wall, Krishna developed greed for it. His desire increased at every moment because of the sweetness of the form. Okay. Sometimes Krishna would see his reflection on a polished stone of Govardhan and become attracted. So Vishwanath Charit Thakur speaks about Krishna becoming attracted to a polished stone in Govardhan. This is Krishna being attracted in Dwarka. This pastime also happened, seeing that beautiful form. He was very attracted and he was trying to uh, possess it or catch hold of it. Okay, Prabhupada. In Rupa Goswami's Lalit Madhav, it is said one day Krishna happened to see the shadow of his beautiful form reflected on a jeweled foreground. Upon seeing this bodily reflection, he expressed his feelings. How wonderful is that? I have never seen such a beautiful form. Although it is my own form, still like Radharani, I am trying to embrace this form and enjoy celestial bliss. This statement shows how Krishna and his shadow reflection are one and the same. There is no difference between Krishna and his shadow reflection, nor between Krishna and his picture. So Prabhupada here brings out the tattva also. In the absolute sense, there is no difference between the name of Krishna and Krishna. The rasa, what you will derive in seeing the beauty of Krishna, the same rasa can be derived in chanting of the holy names. There's no difference. It's a matter of purity in the chanting of the holy name, and you can experience that same thing. That is the transcendental position of Krishna. That is the transcendental position of Krishna. Okay, so the 64 quality discussion is over. Now some verses he's going to clarify, but I would like to make another point here about this uh, last quality was the 63rd was the Venu Madhurya. Now, why among all the instruments, why has Krishna chosen the flute only and why not any other instrument? There are many other instruments, you know, there is the harmonium, there is the sitar, there is the guitar, or the so many instruments are there. But why does Krishna select the flute? Anyone knows? Anyone has any thoughts on this? Why is the harmonium there? Sorry, the flute. Chakra Prabhuji, yes.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
everybody.
everybody.
It's
It's
because of the pride.
because of the pride,
Existing pride.
pride.
That
Because of the
quality is
quality
there.
is there.
It doesn't have a
Doesn't have a
pride.
pride,
Pride.
pride. Doesn't have a
Pride. Pride.
pride,
No
pride.
pride.
No pride. No pride in the flute.
Yes.
It's a very humble instrument. That's why.
Yeah,
Yes,
not that
not
way.
that way.
Bamboo stick
Bamboo stick. Bamboo
are
stick.
forgotten.
Forgotten.
Bamboo
Bamboo
stick
stick
has
has
no
no
pride.
pride.
And
And
whichever way
whichever
he
way he
wants to
wants to.
play Lord, that way he can be played. That's the basic essence, rather.
Okay.
Essence, I'm saying it. No other qualities I'm not able to recollect. But one quality, the essence is that no pride.
No,
That bamboo.
again, let me frame my question. Like the emotions of the heart, you can express in songs, you can express it in music. And music means you have to play musical instruments. So there is a sitar, there is a violin, there is a veena, there is a mridanga, there is a dumru, and there is the flute, there is the harmonium. But why does Krishna select the flute among all? What is the reason? What is the reason? Anyone? Yes, Priya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. You can correct me, maybe because it sacrifices everything, like for the pleasure of Krishna. It gives his own self. Like,
Okay. This is difficult to figure out, so I'll only tell. Flute is the nearest instrument to the heart. And that's why Krishna uses the flute to express his emotions which are there in the heart. So that's why Krishna uses the flute. That's the reason. Okay. So we have finished the discussion of the 64 qualities. And it is I can say, a austere sadhana to study these 64 qualities. And still more austere sadhana is to deeply contemplate on each of these qualities in our meditation and in our bhajan. But this is the sadhana we need to execute, because the more we contemplate on these qualities of Krishna, we will also acquire these qualities. And when we acquire these qualities, the more we'll have the adhikar to practice Shuddha Sadhana Bhakti. So that is why you can see uh, almost how many verses? Let me, yeah, this is 218. That means we started the 64 qualities discussion. Yes. 11th quality. Ruchi, the third quality. Yes, here it is. Yeah, here it is. So from 45th verse, we started the discussion and almost like 218. So almost like more than 150 verses. 151, more than 150 verses. And this is the major portion of Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, Southern Division, Vishaya, not Vishaya, Vibhav. So that is why we need to, really do it as a sadhana to regularly study this, contemplate on each of the qualities, and meditate on each of these qualities. Okay, so here we have finished our discussion now on the 64 qualities. Now we will come to the further discussion. Rupa Goswami says in this next verse of the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Yeah, there is a question. Yes, Virendra Yadav Prabhuji, you have a...
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, this 64th quality, second reference, the verse is given. In that verse, Krishna is referred as Anga.
Anga. Okay.
Anga, in what context?
Anga
In what context he is referred as Anga?
I don't know which context in the Bhagavatam this comes, but it can refer to, O son also as Anga. So, but we'll have to see the context. And sometimes out of affection also, it can be said, Anga. So many times in the Bhagavatam, even it will come, Anga will come. So the father can refer to the son as Anga because the son is the Anga of the father only. And out of affection and love also we can call Anga. Is it okay?
Right.
Yeah. Any other questions anyone has? Before we discuss after it's not the next theme, but there are a few verses he speaks before ending this discussion, and we would like to go through those verses. Yeah, okay, then we'll go through that. Samasta vividashcharya kalyan guna varidhaye gunanam iha krishnasya din matram upadarshitam. Rupa Goswami is saying only a small portion of the qualities of Krishna, Gunanam Iha Krishnasya Din Matram, very small, who is an ocean of multitude of astonishing auspicious qualities. Samad Vividashcharya Kalyana Guna Varidhi means ocean has been shown here. Upadarshitam. I have just shown only a small portion of the ocean of astonishing auspicious qualities. There is no purport to this. Prabhupada says, the above statements describe some of the wonderful reservoirs of pleasure within Krishna, as well as the transcendental qualities of his personality. The transcendental qualities of Krishna compared to an ocean, no one can estimate the length and breadth of the ocean. In fact, what to speak of the transcendental qualities of Krishna, even the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is like an ocean. Sindhu it is. And when Rupa Goswami is being taught by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that the length and the breadth of this ocean is unimaginable, or it cannot be measured. But I am just rasa ek bindu. I'm just giving you one drop to taste so that you can experience it and you can elaborate further. So this bhakti ras, what is there in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, it itself is an ocean. And you can keep on diving and diving and diving and diving, and will go deeper and deeper and deeper, and there is no end. It is fathomless. Then what to speak of Krishna's qualities? But as one cannot understand the ocean's contents, but as one can understand the ocean's contents simply by testing one drop of it, so these statements will give us some understanding of Krishna's transcendental position and qualities. Now, to prove this statement, what he made in the previous verse of the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, he gives a praman, Yata Cha Shri Dashami, from the 10th canto. In time, learned philosophers or scientists might be able to count Kalena Yer Va Bhimata Sukalper, all the atoms of earth, Bhu Pamsava, the particles of snow, Mihika, or perhaps even the shining molecules radiating from the sun and the stars and the other luminaries. Kheya Dubhasa. Bhasa means luminaries. But among these learned men, Sulkaper, who could possibly, ka isher asya, count the unlimited transcendental qualities, api gunan vi matum, who can count possessed by you, the personality of God, Godhead, gunatmanaste, who have descended on the surface of earth for the benefit of all living entities. Hitavatarinasya. So this is Brahmaji in his prayer speaking in the 10th canto, 14th chapter. He's saying learned philosophers and scientists might count, the atoms, the particles of snow, or the shining molecules in the sun and other luminaries. But who among the learned can possibly count your unlimited qualities? That's not possible. So this is what is the point. Jiva Goswami, you possess unlimited transcendental qualities, Gunatmana, as your very nature. Let all of these millions of qualities, each with a different function, be counted. Is anyone able to count even a portion of the qualities which you manifest, Avatirnasya, when you appear in this universe, Asya, for the benefit of the Jivas, Hita? So not only these qualities are unfathomable and we can count or we can understand, even Krishna, his one pastime which he enacts in a moment, that also is unfathomable. And that's why various acharyas have given from various angles these pastimes of Krishna. Various facets have been revealed, and it is unlimited. It is unlimited. So that is how glorious is Krishna's qualities. No one is able to count even those partial qualities. The impossibility of counting is then explained. In time, the intelligent may be able to count the particles of earth, snow, or light in the sky, but they cannot count your qualities. So the impossibility is explained in this verse of Brahma's prayer. Prabhupada also makes the same point in the summary study. In the 10th canto, 14th chapter, verse 7 of Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Brahma says, My dear Lord, the inconceivable qualities, beauties, and activities which you have revealed by your presence on this planet cannot be calculated by any material measurement. If one even tries to imagine Krishna may be like this, that is also impossible. The day may come when the material scientist, after many, many births or after many, many years, will be able to estimate the atomic constitution of the whole world, or he may be able to count the atomic fragments that penetrate the sky, or he may even give an estimate of all the atoms within the universe. But still, he will never be able to count the transcendental qualities of your reservoir of transcendental bliss. So that is the point he makes, and he ends this discussion. Now, where are we in our whole discussion? Just to bring out that, I have just the contents of Vibhava I brought out. So we studied as part C, the qualities of Krishna as components of Vishaya Alamban. And we saw the 50 qualities in Jiva, 5 extra qualities in Shiva, 5 extra qualities in Vishnu, 4 extra qualities in Krishna, that is the Leela Madhurya, Premna Premadikam, Venu Madhuryam, and Roop Madhuryam. Now, not only we saw these 64 qualities, we saw each of the definitions for the 64 qualities, and then we saw the scriptural quotations, which was a major part of our study. Now, Rupa Goswami goes into this point. In the Rupa, Krishna is Purna in Dwarka, and is Purnatara in Mathura, and is Purnatama in Braja. So this is what is going to be the next discussion in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Okay, we'll take up this verse. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 2:1-20. Nityaguno vanamali yad api shikamanir ashesha netrinam bhaktapekshinam asya trividhatvam likhate yad api. Even though Yadapi, Krishna, Vanamali, forest flowers, he is adored by the garland of forest flowers, Vanamali, is the topmost jewel among unlimited heroes. Shikamanir Ashesha Netranam, that means Nayaka, endowed with eternal qualities, Nityaguno, he is described as having 3 forms. Trividhatvam likite yadapi, which manifest according to the type of devotion in a devotee. Bhaktya-pekshikam asya. Based on the devotee's devotion, Krishna manifests that form. Hari Purnatama, Purnatara Purna iti trida, Shreshta Madhyadivi, Shabder, Natyayah Paripatyate. The Lord takes 3 forms. Hari iti tridha, most perfect, Purnatama, more perfect, Purnatara, and perfect, Purna. These are described in Natya Shastras. Natya yaha paripatyate. In the Natya Shastra, it is described as best, Shreshta, inferior, Shabder, medium, inferior, or it is perfect, more perfect, most perfect, or good, better, best, like that. Sarva Vyajanaka Purnatara Purno Alpa Darshaka Ashita Kilaguna. He is described by the intelligent as most perfect. Smrita Purnatamo Budhe. It is said or it is described, Smrita, as the most perfect. By whom? The Buddha. Manifesting qualities incompletely, Asarva Vajanaka, he is called more perfect, Purnatara. And manifesting even less qualities, Alpadarshaka, he is called Purna, perfect. So that's the definition of Purnatama, Purnatara, and Purna. Let us see now commentary by Jiva Goswami. In comparison to the other 2, he is called most perfect by manifesting all qualities, though Krishna may not display all the qualities in all time. Because of the correspondence between the greater intensity of bhakti in Krishna devotee. So, Dwarka Krishna, this is a puzzle or a great mystery, sometimes very difficult to decipher for even devotees. The Dwarka Krishna can manifest his Shyam Sundar form, but he will not manifest his Shyam Sundar form because the devotees who are worshipping that form, they have Aishwarya also, and Bhakti is there, and not only exclusively Madhurya. So if they have that kind of devotion, Madhurya, I don't mean Madhurya Bhav here, conjugal love, then that same Dwarka, Krishna can manifest Shamsundar form. So, the qualities Krishna displays based on the correspondence between the intensity of bhakti in Krishna's devotees. That is why we see in this famous pastime when Krishna, during the Ras Leela, left, and then the gopis were searching, and Krishna took a Chaturbhuja form, and the gopis were not attracted to that form, they were attracted to Krishna's form, and they asked, Namo Narayana, where is Krishna? They did not bother to even worship Krishna. They just offered respects and asked, where is Krishna? And then Krishna that time had taken the Narayan form, and he, with his two hands, pointed out in one direction, and they ran away that direction. But when Radharani came before this form, Krishna could not hold his four-handed form, and he turned into two-handed form. So based on the intensity of the bhakti of Krishna's devotee, Krishna displays that particular form. In comparison to this, when Krishna manifests himself incompletely, asarva vajanaka, and shows comparatively less qualities, he is called more perfect. In comparison to that, when he manifests even less of the qualities, alpadarshaka, he is called perfect. Okay. Now Prabhupada on this. This is now, Prabhupada begins chapter 23 in the Nectar of Devotion summary study book about Krishna's personality. The 64 qualities he ends in chapter 22, and then he begins chapter 23. Let us see that also, so that devotees should very thoroughly study the Nectar of Devotion summary study. Yeah, here you can see qualities of Sri Krishna, qualities of Krishna further explained. And then chapter 23, you can see here all these 64 qualities are there. And then after the four qualities which are only in Krishna mentioned, then chapter 23 begins with Krishna's personality. So we are studying now chapter 23 in one sense. Srila Rupa Goswami states that although Lord Krishna is the reservoir of unlimited pleasure, the greatest leader of all, he is still dependent upon his devotees in three ways. According to the emotional status of the devotee, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is appreciated in three ways: as a most perfect, as very perfect, and as perfect. When he exhibits himself in fullness, he is appreciated by learned scholars as the most perfect. So this is the definition. When he exhibits stillness, he is called perfect. Purna, Purna. Okay. Further, there is Krishnasya Purnata. Gokul is Gokul. Antare means inside or in Gokul. Krishna appears as most perfect. Krishnasya Purna, he appears in Dwarka, Mathura, and other places. Dwarka, Mathura, Deshu, he appears as perfect, Purnata, and more perfect. Purnata, Purnata, Rata. So, perfect, more perfect, most perfect. So, only in Krishna, in Vrindavan, is Purnatama. Jiva Goswami. The perfection in Gokul includes fullness and majesty as illustrated by the following. Tavat sarve vatsapala pashyato ajasya tatshanat vyadrishanta ghanashama pita kaushe vasasa. Then Tavat, while Lord Brahma looked on pashyato ajasya, that is Brahma, all the calves and the boys tending them, Sarve Vatsapala, immediately Tatshanat, appeared to have complexions the color of bluish rain clouds, Yadrishanti Ghanashama, and to be dressed in yellow silken garments. Pita Kaushehi Vasasa. So this is in the Brahma Vimohan Leela. So this is how the perfection in Gokula is described by the scriptural proof by Jiva Goswami in his commentary. The perfection of Krishna in Gokul also includes fullness in sweetness. So that was the point also I mentioned. Not only there is perfection in Gokul in majesty, but in not only in Aishwarya, but in Madhurya. So there is Aishwarya in Vrindavan. People have a misconception sometimes, devotees also, but that Aishwarya is there, but it is completely eclipsed by the Madhurya. The Madhurya is so prominent that the Aishwarya, although being there, it is completely eclipsed by the Madhurya. So this perfection of Krishna in Gokul is not only including in Aishwarya, but it is fullness in Madhurya also. So now he gives a second quotation for Madhurya. Nanda kim akrod brahman shreya evam mahodayam yashoda cha mahabhaga papo yasya stanam hari. O learned Brahman, Mother Yashoda's breast milk was sucked by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Mahabhaga papo yasya stanam hari. What past activities, auspicious activities did she and Nanda Maharaj perform? Nanda Yashoda kim akarod to achieve such perfection in ecstatic love. Shreya evam mahodayam. What did they perform? So this is the sweetness of Krishna's pastimes. Krishna in Gokul also includes fullness in mercy. So this fullness in Aishwarya, fullness in Madhurya, fullness in Kripa, mercy. Aho bhakyam sanakalakutam jigyasapayayad apyasadvi lebe gatim dhatri uchitam tato anyam kam va dayalum sharanam vrajema. Krishna manifests his highest mercy in Gokul, a little lesser mercy in Mathura, and still other in Dwarka like that. So it is fullness in mercy also. Alas, aho, how come shall I take shelter, Sharanam Vrajema, of one more merciful than you? Tato anyam vadayalum. Who granted the position of mother? Lebe gatim dhatrim uchitam to the Shidaman, Putana, Bakim Yam. Although she was unfaithful, Jigyasamaapayat asadvi. She was asadvi because she had smeared poison in her breast to kill Krishna. And she prepared deadly poison to be sucked from her breast. Tana kalakutam. But yet, he gave the position of a dhatri. So that is fullness in mercy. Manifestation in places other than Dwarka and Mathura, indicated by the word Adi, are not classified as more perfect or perfect in this statement, since no correlation of gradations have been given for these places. So Krishna not only is there in Mathura, Dwarka and Vrindavan, sometimes he is in other holy places. Like Krishna comes to Hastinapur and in other holy places during his pastimes. So they are not discussed because the gradation has not been given for these other places. Rather, the gradations of perfect and more perfect should be applied appropriately to other places such as Avanti, Kurukshetra, and Hastinapur, according to Krishna's particular display of mercy, powers, and sweetness at these places. So there is not given, but these gradations can be applied appropriately for all these places. Srila Prabhupada. This means that Krishna is appreciated for 3 degrees of perfection. These 3 degrees of perfection are especially exhibited as follows. When he is in Gokul Vrindavan, his transcendental qualities are exhibited as most perfect. When he is in Dwarka, he exhibits his qualities as very perfect. And when he is in Mathura, he exhibits his qualities as perfect. So that ends the discussion on Krishna's personality. Now, I'm just giving you again a brief, bird's eye view of where we are in our discussion. We had first discussed the causes of Bhakti Rasa. that ultimately one has to attain Bhava Bhakti, because only when there is Bhava Bhakti in the form of Stahi Bhav, then these other components, Vibhava, Anubhava, Satviki Bhav, and Sanchari Bhav, mix together and give rise to Rasa. So the causes of Bhakti was an elaborate discussion which Rupa Goswami did. And then he went into the components of Rasa. These are the components of Rasa. And then we had discussed the concepts of Rasa. And then we went into the definition of Vibhav. Within Vibhav, there is Alamban, Vishayalamban, Ashrayalamban, and Uddipan. And then Krishna as Vishay, Anyarup, and then there is Swarup, Avrit, and Prakata, we discussed. And then the 64 qualities. Within the 64 qualities, we discussed the 64 qualities, the scriptural reference, definitions, and then Purna, Purnatara, and Purnatama. So this is where we are in our discussion now. Now, Krishna in 4 aspects: Dhiro Datta, Dhiro Lalita, Dhira Prashanta, and Dhiro Dhata. So this is very, very interesting, and one should know this. And after that, Krishna with 8 auspicious qualities. All these are Vishaya Alamban. So this we will take up in the next class. So any questions, any clarifications up till now? Any questions or clarifications up till now what we have discussed? Okay, so then we'll stop. So yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, if possible, could you show me some previous slides, if possible, otherwise next time. Just now what slides you showed? I missed some of them. Sir.
About the overview? About the overview, what we discussed?
Yeah, I missed some summary what you discussed, so I thought I would just see the slides if possible. Sir.
Yeah, we will share the slides in the group. You can have a look that time.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions anyone has up till now what we have discussed? Okay, then. So we will stop here. Shri Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Shri Rupa Goswami Pad ki Jai. Hare Krishna.